This is a short video presentation on graphing radical functions. We're going to be graphing, and this is the last thing we'll be doing for our unit test at the end of next week, or sometime next week. We'll be graphing radical functions that look like this. Y equals 3 plus the square root of x minus 4. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a table of values to see what this graph looks like. We're going to find the x and the y coordinates. What you want to do every time is take the radicand, which is the part that I've highlighted in yellow, take the radicand and set it equal to 0. This will be our starting point. I'll call it the start point. Set the radicand equal to 0. So x minus 4 equals 0, x equals 4. So this is my starting point. X is 4. Now I plug it into the equation. 4 minus 4 is 0, square root of 0 is 0, 0 plus 3 is 3. Alright, just to show you, y equals 3 plus the square root of 4, replace the x with 4, minus 4, and we get y is equal to 3. Now, because we know the square root of 1, we set x minus 4 equal to 1. We know the square root of 4, we set x minus 4 equal to 4. We know the square root of 9, so we set x minus 4 equal to 9. And so forth until we run out of space on our graph paper. So if x minus 4 is 1, x would be 5. X minus 4 is 4, x would be 8. X minus 4 is 9, x would be 13. And then we put those into the equation. 5 minus 4 is 1, square root of 1 is 1, plus 3 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4, square root of 4 is 2, plus 3 is 5. And 13 minus 4 is 9, square root of 9 is 3, plus 3 is 6. All right? Notice that these went up by 1. 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Kind of nice. And then we graph them. All right? Remembering that this is our starting point. I'm not actually going to graph them in this video. But this graph would start at a starting point, and it would look something like this. This slight curve to it. Okay? All right, let's do one more. Notice that the radicand has to always be positive. Notice that if you put a negative number in, you'd have the square root of a negative, you'd have an imaginary number. Let's look at one like this. Negative 1, y equals negative 1 minus 2 times the square root of 2 minus x. I set for my starting point 2 minus x equal to 0. And then I'm going to set it equal to 1, 2 minus x. I'm going to set it equal to 4, 2 minus x. And I'm going to set it equal to 9. There will be a few times when you would actually even set it equal to 16. Where we have x and we have y. This work that I'm writing here, you can do that in your head. There's no reason to show that. All right. So if I add x to both sides, I'd have x equals 2. All right. Add x, subtract 1. I get x equals 1. add x, subtract 4, I get x equals negative 2. Add x, subtract 9, negative 7. So I have 2, my starting point, 1, negative 2, and negative 7. Now, when I put in 2, I get 0. Square root of 0 is 0. So I end up with negative 1. If I put in 1, I get 1. Times 2 is 2. Subtract from negative 1 minus 2, I get negative 3. Put in negative 2, I get 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Times 2 is 4. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. If I put in negative 7, I get 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7. Notice the last time we went up by 1s, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Now we're going up, or down actually, by 2. 1, 3, 5, 7. We're going down by 2 because of that 2. All right? And then we would graph. And remember, this is the starting point. Starting point. When you graph, you start there and you go in this direction. All right. I hope this helps you get started on graphing. Monday's homework, we will have graphs. I will actually want them graphed, but you'll need to make the table of values. All right. Have a great day and a great absolute rest of the weekend.